wanted to, we wanted to grow our family, which this is Nora. She just turned 7 months old.
Holding her 7-month-old daughter in her arms, Kayla Smith opens up about a time in her life that's never too far from her mind.
We found out we were pregnant on Mother's Day, actually, of 2022.
Around the same time the Dobbs decision was happening.
Everything seemed to be great with that pregnancy.
But that changed around 18 or 19 weeks of her pregnancy.
We found out that our son had several fatal fetal anomalies, specifically several different heart defects that would not allow him to survive.
At the time, Kayla was living in Nampa, Idaho, a suburb of Boise. That state has been the leader in states' efforts to criminalize abortion, and its near total ban of abortion was the first case considered by the Supreme Court post-Dobbs.
We just felt really lost.
So she and her husband mapped out what it would take to get the procedure done in Washington. Kayla says she and her husband took out a personal loan for $16,000 to pay for their travel expenses and the procedure. And because they wanted to meet their son first, they also had to figure out what to do with his remains after. So it was just one thing after another for Kayla. That experience took a toll on her family.
I just was very numb. I would never wish this on anyone.
Kayla was one of hundreds of women who sought medical relief in Washington.
In fact, one Idaho physician told us about once a week, a woman facing complications is airlifted from Idaho across the border. A snapshot report by Planned Parenthood said that in Western Washington, we have seen patients from 22 different states in just the first half of this year in 2024.
Since Dobbs, data provided by Senator Maria Cantwell's office shows the Tri-Cities has become a leading destination for women looking for pregnancy options, with clinics there seeing a 1,000% increase in patients.
The snapshot is making something very clear. Just because the state of Washington protects an abortion right, it doesn't mean that we're immune from the impacts of the Dobbs decision.
For Kayla, Washington has become more than a safe haven. It's now home. They moved here about a year ago after they found out Kayla was pregnant again.
And I didn't feel safe continuing my pregnancy in Idaho. God forbid, something else happened.
It has become dangerous to be pregnant in Idaho as a result of these laws.
Gail Dady is the senior staff attorney at the Center for Reproductive Rights. The center is representing Kayla and 3 other plaintiffs, claiming Idaho's ban violates federal protections for emergency medical care when the mother's life is at stake.
The lawsuit is seeking to get clarity on Idaho's abortion laws, which are both very confusing and in conflict with each other, as well as to get a health exception for people who are experiencing both life and health-threatening pregnancy complications under the Idaho Constitution.
I never thought we would be in this position in 2024, having this conversation about whether or not I can as a woman, make choices about my body. Devastating. It's devastating.
The case is expected to go to trial in November. In the newsroom, Shira Matsuzawa, Fox 13 News.